Hey guys, what's up? Today we're going to be live with Tanmay Bhat, who is the founder of AIB, and I'll just patch him in. While I was like a lot of us have followed very conventional careers in our lives, but he is somebody who has taken a very different path, and there are a lot of us who wants to take such different paths, but unfortunately, we are not able to muster the courage or let's say gather the enough strength, and we do not have such people who. So just let me patch Tanmay in, okay, and so we'll 1 or 2 minutes for that, okay. So hey Tanmay, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. Can you see me?
So
Everything
Tanmay,
for
welcome
me?
to an academy, and it's pleasure to have you here. So let me start with something like when I was in my junior college, when I was in my class 11th or 12th, all I could think of was about biology, physics, chemistry, and like becoming a doctor, cracking pre-medical examination aims. But definitely that was not something which was going in your head that I can like personally guarantee. So can you please tell me how you were as a kid while you were in like junior college, 11th class, 12th class? What was going in your head?
Yeah, I come from a very academic family. Um, my uncle and aunt are both doctors. My
Okay.
mother is officer in a bank. My father has been an HR consultant for multiple Fortune 500 companies over the years. और बचपन में मुझे भी डॉक्टर ही बनना था. For a long time, I thought I'll be a doctor. So I was an excellent student. मुझे 10th में 90%.
Even
फिर
I
जब
did
मैं
not get percent in 10th year.
हाँ 10 एसएससी में
Yeah.
मतलब आप स्टेट बोर्ड में 90% मार्क्स लाना मतलब मैं तो पागल मेरे पापा भी पागल होते कि मेरा बच्चा इतना स्मार्ट नहीं है गलत है कुछ रिपोर्ट कार्ड में एंड देन आई वांट टू बी अ डॉक्टर फिर
Okay.
आई हैव नो इंटरेस्ट इन डूइंग साइंस माय इंटरेस्ट ऑलवेज लाइड इन आई वाज ऑलवेज द किड मैं स्टेज पे आता था बहुत मैं क्लास
Okay.
क्लाउन था टीचर्स के साथ मस्ती मजाक बहुत करता था मैं आई यूज्ड टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ दैट स्टफ तो मैंने पापा को जाके बोला कि मुझे आर्ट्स करना है तो मेरे पापा ने बोला कि देखो साइंस नहीं करोगे तो घर से बाहर तो मैंने बोला मुझे घर पसंद है तो मैंने साइंस किया आई डिड बायोलॉजी एंड इन दोस 2 years आई फेल्ट एक्सट्रीमली आउट ऑफ प्लेस मेरे
Mm-hmm.
दोस्त मैं बैक बेंचर मैं फ्रंट बेंचर हुआ करता था मैं कॉलेज में आके बैक बेंचर बन गया मेरे सारे मैं अकेला था जिसको केटी लग रही थी
Okay.
काउंटर स्ट्राइक खेलता रहा मैं आई यूज्ड टू नॉट आई यूज्ड
Yeah.
मैं बहुत सारे आई यूज्ड टू डू अ लॉट ऑफ कॉलेज फेस्टिवल्स at that
That is
point.
something we have in common. I also played a lot of Counter Strike. Yeah. Go on.
Yeah, correct. Yeah. तो उस टाइम पे ना मुझे क्लासरूम में घुटन होने लगी थी तो आई स्टार्टेड गोइंग टू अ लॉट ऑफ कॉलेज फेस्टिवल्स एंड आई मेड
Okay.
मेड माय मिशन टू गो स्पेंड एज मच टाइम एट कॉलेज फेस्टिवल्स मीट किड्स फ्रॉम अदर कॉलेजेस तो उस साल मैंने कुछ 15-20 कॉलेज फेस्टिवल्स किए थे अकेला आता था मैं अपने कॉलेज की तरफ से अप्लाई ऑन माय ओन
Mm-hmm.
सो बाय द टाइम माय ग्रेजुएशन बीएमएम मैंने किया बैचलर्स इन मास मीडिया तब तक मेरे
Mm-hmm.
पापा को मैंने जाके बोला कि देखो मुझे सिर्फ 60% आए 90% मिलने वाले बच्चे को 60% आया सो आई नीड यू टू नो दैट दिस इज नॉट व्हाट आई वांट टू डू एंड
Yeah.
माय फादर एट दैट पॉइंट माय फादर हिमसेल्फ वाज मेरी फादर की जॉब छूट रही थी तभी लाइक समथिंग वाज हैपनिंग इन हिज कंपनी एंड ही गॉट फायर्ड तो मतलब आप
Okay.
प्रेशर समझ रहे हो आपके ऊपर मतलब मेरे पापा के
Yeah.
दिमाग
Yeah.
में घर के
Yeah. I can
दोनों
relate
मर्द
to that. Man. I can relate to that. Yeah.
मेरे घर के दोनों मर्द फेलियर पापा की जॉब चली गई थी और पापा को तो घर पे मतलब पापा वाज इसलिए कि घर के मर्दों को क्या हो गया कोई जो करना चाहिए फिर व्हेन आई सैट हिम डाउन एंड मल्टीपल टाइम्स बताने के बाद मैंने कहा कि देखो पापा मैं अगर मुझे जो करना है वो मैं नहीं करूंगा तो मैं खुश नहीं रहूंगा अगर मैं खुश नहीं हूं तो आई विल नेवर एक्सेल थैंकफुली माय पेरेंट्स वर दे आर कंजर्वेटिव
Mm-hmm.
बट गुड एंड मैं अकेला बच्चा भी हूं तो
It's hard to believe, by the way, they are conservative, like you being like that. It's very hard to believe. Yeah.
yeah, I know they are conservative but now they're people of reason तो
Yeah.
समझाने के बाद आई सेड मुझे बैचलर्स इन मास मीडिया करना है पापा को एक भरोसा था कि
Mm-hmm.
कुछ कर लेगा ही दिस इज अ किड हु इज एम्बिशियस बचपन से एम्बिशन था सो देन आई
Mm-hmm.
स्टार्ट I applied to 19 different colleges on my own. I said, I don't want you to help me out. I'll do it. I'll show you. I'll get into the best college possible. और मुंबई के टॉप 5 कॉलेजेस में मुझे एडमिशन मिल रहे थे तो देन माय डैड वाज लाइक ठीक है कुछ ना कुछ तो करेगा और तब से लेके आज तक व्हेनेवर माय फादर मीट्स माय फ्रेंड्स ही स्टिल आस्क्स देम कि वो सब छोड़ो ये तक करियर ठीक तो जा रहा है ना। ऐसे पापा आपसे ज्यादा पैसे कमा रहा हूँ मैं अभी, प्लीज यार।
Yeah.
So that's what happened. I never thought I'd be doing this. तो बैचलर्स इन मास मीडिया किया मैंने, फिर उसमें मैंने आई मेजर्ड इन एडवर्टाइजिंग एंड नॉट जर्नलिज्म. आई वाज ऑलवेज राइटिंग. फिर उसके बाद टीवी राइटिंग की, फिर मैंने रेडियो जॉकी था, फिर मैंने फिल्में लिखी, मैं टीवी में प्रोड्यूसर था. उसके बाद मैंने आके स्टैंड अप करना शुरू किया. सो आई हैव ट्राइड everything. I've had 10 different jobs until eventually AIB happened by a stroke of luck, and then here I am. So I never thought I'd be doing this. लोग पूछते हैं क्या आपको पता था कि आप यहाँ तक पहुंचे? ऐसे मुझे नहीं पता था कि मैं एक दिन मैं एक YouTube वीडियो वाली कंपनी खोलूंगा, अब स्कूल चला रहा हूँ, मतलब नहीं पता था यार. You just do it as it goes. Like, did you know you would be doing a Facebook live?
Yeah. So we are as contrasting as possible, man. Like being a doctor, then going to an IAS, now being like a educator, running this startup. Like we are as contrasting as possible. But yeah, not in my wildest dream I could imagine that I will be doing this live session. Yeah. Anyway, so let's talk about AIB. So नाम से भी issue हो गया होगा यार आधे लोगों को, तो आपके parents वगैरह को. So even it was difficult to like even with the name itself. So tell us about how did AIB happen? What is the growth story behind it? I heard you recently in a talk, so it was like very motivational. So can you just share your thoughts and like how AIB happened, the entire story, and how it is going right now?
तो हम जब स्टैंड अप शुरू हुआ था तब इंडिया में कुछ 10-15 कॉमेडियंस ही थे. सब लोग एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे हुआ करते थे. इंडियाज कॉमेडियंस करके एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप हुआ करता था, जिसमें दिल्ली और बॉम्बे सब एक व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप पे थे. एक जमाना था 2010-2011 में.
Okay, that less.
हाँ, या तभी मेरी खम्बा से दोस्ती हुई, और खम्बा ने बोला कि यार एक पॉडकास्ट करते, क्योंकि इंडिया में कोई कॉमेडियंस को डॉक्यूमेंट नहीं करता है. इंडिया में कॉमेडियन की इमेज ये होती है कि कॉमेडियन आके चुटकुले सुनाता है, पर कॉमेडियंस जॉब एंड व्हाट अ कॉमेडियन डज इज इनसाइटफुल एंड इंपॉर्टेंट टू डॉक्यूमेंट. अमेरिकन पॉप कल्चर में दो चीजें जॉर्ज कार्लिन और ये लोग ने की है, उसको डॉक्यूमेंट किया गया, द इफेक्ट दे हैड ऑन कल्चर. तो हमने बोला कि एक शुरू करते पॉडकास्ट, और हमने नाम भी ऐसा रखा, इट वाज सपोज्ड टू बी अ पैरोडी ऑफ ऑल इंडिया रेडियो. It was supposed to be
All India Radio. Okay.
Yeah, discussing current affairs, but in a way that we would do. Like Londe bar
we also discuss current affairs on an academy, but not the way you do it.
Yeah, अगर लॉन्डे बार में बैठ के गप्पे मारेंगे तो कैसा होगा, वैसा वो आइडिया वो था. और प्लस मी एंड खम्बा वे इनहेरेंटली वेरी बोल्ड. तो हमारा थॉट ये था कि अगर AIB ऑल इंडिया बकचोद, अगर आपको नाम से प्रॉब्लम है तो आपको कंटेंट से जरूर इश्यू होगा. अगर आपके दिमाग में नाम से इश्यू नहीं है, आपको लगता है कि नाम कूल है, तो आपको पसंद आएगा हम जो बोल रहे हैं. That was the thought process. Yeah, I just really, a lot of people are commenting. Hi guys, sorry.
Tanmay, like, So a lot of fans of course on an academy. Yeah.
तब से लेके आज तक the philosophy of AIB has always remained the same. We've always been bold. We've always been, अगर किसी चीज करने से पहले डर नहीं लग रहा है तो आप गलत चीज कर रहे हो.
नहीं कर रहे हो. सही.
Yeah. So that's the philosophy has always been that. बहुत हमने सोचा AIB रखें, स्पॉन्सर आएंगे नहीं आएंगे, पर फिर खम्मा और मैंने डिसाइड किया कि यार फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, बस कर लेते हैं, देखते हैं, पैसे का तो देख लेते हैं. फिर 2-3 साल स्टैंड अप किया, जो पैसे टीवी में कमाए थे वही पैसे से गुजारा हुआ. फिर सारे पैसे AIB में लगा दिए. इनफैक्ट एक टाइम था जब हमारे पास 40,000 रुपया था, पर सपना था कि ऑडिटोरियम में हम शोज करेंगे. ऑडिटोरियम हमने बुक किया, रंगशाला ऑडिटोरियम बांद्रा में 40,000 रुपए के लिए हमने बुक कर दिया, पर हमें पता नहीं कि लाइसेंस कैसे लेते, टिकट कैसे बेचते, हमें कुछ सब कुछ खर्च किया हमने. तब लकीली विजय नायर मिल से, तो उसने कुछ हेल्प किया, एंड सिंस देन वी हैव नॉट लुक बैक. बट दैट्स हाउ AIB began as, funnily enough, as an academic exercise to document comedians, ironically, and then one thing led. The philosophy has still remained the same though.
Okay, man. So like you have like done like 10 different things. You have like then there was Knockout, then there was Rose, then there is Hotstar, then there is YouTube, then there is Facebook, then there is events. There are so many FIRs and there are so many controversies. So how do you like handle so much pressure? And how do you like maintain the sanity at the end of the day? Like a lot of the kids who are listening to you right now, and like lakhs of kids who will listen to you eventually next 1 week or a month, they would love to hear this, that when they choose an unconventional career, obviously since it is unconventional, there are a lot of troubles, there are a lot of hassles. People will try to bog you down, they'll try to bring you to their level. So how do you handle that pressure, and how do you keep the calmness and sanity at the end of the day?
देखो एक चीज तो सबको पता लगना चाहिए, और हमें थैंकफुली वेरी अर्ली ऑन इन आवर करियर्स हमें पता लग गया कि लाइफ का दूसरा नेम प्रॉब्लम है. एंड हर साल
एग्रीड
हमारे
मैन.
लोग कि हर साल अगर कोई मेजर प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ ना हमारे साथ, तो समथिंग समवेयर. And with each case, and with each problem, we all aged a lot. So I think I'm not even 30 yet, and we've already gone through so much. तो अभी ऐसा लेवल ऑफ मेच्योरिटी आ गई. तो अब मैं दूसरे कमेडियंस को देखता और उनके साथ कभी कुछ पंगा होता है, तो मैं बोला कि हम तन्मय बाबा है ना, हमने ये सब झेला है. How do you keep your sanity? Yeah, I think the business that we're in is unprecedented, and something that someone told me once, saying we thrive in chaos. हमने हमेशा impulsively काम किया है. हमने हमेशा बोला कि करने में मजा आएगा. We've never gotten comfortable doing what we have. So sanity, but I would suggest is surround yourself with the smartest people that you know, people who will always comfort you. I got really lucky कि मेरे जो 3 co-founders है बाकी, they are the smartest, brightest, coolest, calmest people that I know. तो सब अपने एक दूसरे को कॉम्प्लीमेंट करते हैं. अगर 2 लोग बहुत क्रांतिकारी है, तो बाकी 2 लोग बोलते नहीं नहीं बेटा जरा बैठ जा, सोच ले. And till date I still rely on them when it comes to crunch time, when it comes to big. For example, अभी परसों ही हमने एक वीडियो शूट किया था जो मुझे बहुत पसंद है, पर आज तक वो डेमोक्रेसी रहती है इसके अंदर कि ये बाहर डालने से क्या पंगे हो सकते हैं, आप सब बताओ. तो लंबा डिस्कशन होता है. Till date it happens like that, even though all of us have our own responsibilities.
Yeah,
I think
Tanmay,
that's
I'll cut you like here. Like you told me that they are the brightest, smartest people. So people, especially in creative jobs, have that perception कि यार ये लोग तो रात को उठते होंगे, कोई सपना आता होगा, सुबह they write this script and शाम को shoot होता है और रात में video YouTube पे upload हो जाता है. So people have this like intelligence and like artistry in India especially do not go hand in hand. So would you like to comment on that? Like people, like intelligent people should become scientists and launch rockets. That's what Indian believes.
ऐसा बिल्कुल नहीं है. आई थिंक कॉमेडियंस आर एसेंशियली थिंकर्स. तो मैं बताता हूँ, मेरे 3 जो बैठे हैं, आशीष इज अ सिविल engineer and he's been a humor columnist for 10 years. He's one of India's most respected humor columnists. Khamba is a master's in sociology from TIS. Rohan is a master's in broadcast journalism from ACJ, one of the most respected journalism colleges in this country. तो मैं सबसे सवार मैं हूँ, सबसे कम पढ़ाई मैंने. What I bring is enthusiasm and fun, and मैं 18 साल की उम्र से काम कर रहा हूँ. So they're all extremely bright, smart people. It's not easy. Or at the end of the day, entrepreneurship के लिए smart तो होना. I mean, you know this. You're what, one of India's youngest officers and blah blah blah. Yeah. So you know it's not all fun and games. वैसा बिल्कुल नहीं होता. एक structure होना पड़ता है. In fact, आज तक, to create a method to the madness is something that I actively work towards. सबसे बड़ी प्रॉब्लम ये है कि हम चारों आर्टिस्ट थे पहले और अब हम एंटरप्रेन्योर्स बन गए हैं. तो वो बहुत अलग चीज होती है दोनों. तो उनका गैप ये लाना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट होता है. सो वी आर लर्निंग अभी. लाइक रिमेंबर लास्ट टाइम आई मेट यू, हर बार तुम एंटरप्रेन्योर लोग के पास 50 बुक्स होते हैं पढ़ने के लिए.
Yeah, I still have these books, right? Like here we have.
ऐसे exponential पास करते रहते हो और जब देखो इंटरेस्टिंग बातें.
50 are here also, by the way. Yeah.
Amazing. See, so हर बार मैं नोट करता हूँ and just trying to catch up, So it has to be a mix of, you have to learn.
Yeah. So just to quote Tanmay here, like you should thrive in chaos. So that is what he's trying to maintain the. So how do you start being unconventional? Like how do you convince your parents that you have to be unconventional? Like that is the first thing which people need to know. How do you convince your parents? Because like that is the most important thing which like everybody is asking right now in the comments. Parents.
ये बहुत बार जब भी मैं बात करता हूँ, especially exams के time हो, जब when I particularly reach out to students, it's a very common problem. And I think इंडिया में पेरेंट्स और बच्चों के बीच जो कम्युनिकेशन गैप है, ऐसा गैप बाकी देशों में नहीं है. इंडिया में बच्चे माँ बाप को आई लव यू नहीं बोलते. मैं 25 साल की उम्र तक मेरे माँ बाप को आई लव यू नहीं बोला. इतना बड़ा कम्युनिकेशन गैप होता है.
Everybody please say I love you to your parents right now. Go hug them. Please hug them.
Yeah, there is a huge communication gap between parents and you, and I feel like both sides love each other and respect each other so much, पर वो कभी communicate नहीं होता है. I always say that when a parent is concerned about you, their worry or them saying कि आप ये मत पढ़ो, ये पढ़ो, it's coming from a place of concern. वो बस चाहते कि आप इंजीनियरिंग करो या मेडिकल करो, आपको एक जॉब लगे, आप पैसे कमाओ, आप सिक्योर रहो. That's all they want. अगर बस उनको आप प्यार से धीरे धीरे बार बार कंसिस्टेंटली आप कम्युनिकेट करो कि नहीं, आप मुझ पे भरोसा रखो, मेहनत में उतना ही करूंगा जितना मैं मेडिकल में करूंगा, इंजीनियरिंग में करूंगा, मेहनत में उतना ही करूंगा, तो कोई जो भी फील्ड में मुझे करना है कोशिश करूंगा. दैट्स ऑल यू कैन आस्क फ्रॉम अ पर्सन. दैट्स व्हाट आई डिड विद माय
Yeah.
पेरेंट्स. आई शोड माय डैड, जब मैंने एक इंटर्नशिप की, एक टेलीविजन राइटिंग कंपनी में मैंने इंटर्नशिप की और मैंने दिखाया, मैं दिन में 12 14 16 घंटे काम करता, तो पापा को तभी लगा कि अच्छा ठीक है, मतलब ही सीरियस अबाउट इट. So there are steps to do it, and I think the first thing people need to do is bridge that communication gap. I think वो 90% of the
Yeah.
problem exists there. If you're able to bridge that, ना, अगर आप अपने माँ बाप के सामने बैठ के रो, and just that is enough to make them. Parents are lovely, parents are amazing creatures. Yeah, you don't understand, you need to harness their love more than anything else. तो मैंने तो बहुत, कभी रोता नहीं था मैं, रोना होता तो मैं बेडरूम में भाग जाता, पर सामने
Yeah.
बैठ के रो गिरा और बोलो प्लीज मुझे चाहिए ना, नहीं बोलेंगे. आपसे प्यार करते तो क्यों ना बोलेंगे. आई थिंक वो
Yeah.
कम्युनिकेशन गैप बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है.
So parents, those who are listening to this, a lot of kids are going to come to you, start crying, changing their careers, thanks to Tanmay here. So what would you recommend to students who want to be unconventional? Let's say if you want to recommend 3 qualities or 5 traits, like these kind of, you must have gone through that, so that they can bend the tide and do what they want to do at the end of the day.
यार मैं ऐसा क्या ही बोलूं जो हजारों गुरुओं ने नहीं बोला है और स्टीव जॉब्स की
फिर भी
कमेंट.
they would love to hear from the horse's mouth, right?
So some of the things that I have noticed, मेरे ऑफिस में मैंने recently discover किया कि 70-80% राइटर्स इंजीनियर्स हैं, ठीक है. And some things that one of the common qualities that I see amongst all them, yeah, in fact अभी मंडे को वीडियो आ रहा है इंजीनियरिंग कैंपस प्लेसमेंट, देखना, सबको क्रेडिट दिया हमने. One of the qualities that I see is a relentless need. Curiosity बहुत हाई होती है. Curiosity बहुत हाई होती है. और दूसरा होता है, one of the things that I did was I never shied away from asking for help. मैंने बहुत कोल्ड कॉल्स किए अपनी लाइफ में. जब मुझे राइटिंग करना था, तब हर प्रोडक्शन कंपनी में आके मैं आई यूज्ड टू सेल माई सेल्फ अ लॉट. One of my chief editors is someone who just wouldn't stop coming to my office every day for 10 days straight until I finally sat him down and said, क्या चाहिए तुझे? Like, sir, बस देख लो आप. So what happens with people who really want something is they just don't, it's cliched, पर वो लोग give up ही नहीं करते यार. और
Perseverance, basically.
just a relentless perseverance is something that if you really want to do it, I'll tell you, the Steve Jobs speech where he says you look back and you join the dog, right? It is so true, because आपको पता नहीं opportunities कहाँ से आएगी. अगर मैंने वो ओपन माइक देखने नहीं गया होता जहाँ पे मैं खंबा से मिला, तो आज यह भी नहीं होता. अगर मैंने और खम्बा ने एक दिन, हमें फोन आया कि न्यू टैलेंट अवार्ड्स देखो, रणवीर सिंह होस्ट है, अगर मैंने वो ना बोला होता तो मुझे वो अपॉर्चुनिटी नहीं मिलती. अगर मैं इससे नहीं मिलता तो हमारा स्कूल नहीं खुलता. लाइक इफ यू सिट बैक एंड गो लाइक सो मेनी ऑफ देम हैव बीन, चल करके देखते हैं, फिर उसी से निकलता है. सीजिंग एन अपॉर्चुनिटी इज, यू हैव टू कीप डूइंग इट, अदरवाइज यू डोंट नो. दरवाजे कई होते हैं. हैरी पॉटर में एक रूम ऑफ रिक्वायरमेंट नाम का कॉन्सेप्ट है. वो रूम जहां आप चाहो वहां होता है. सो आई थिंक रियल लाइफ में वो पैरेलल, आई थिंक दैट्स व्हाट जेके रोलिंग वाज ट्राइंग टू से, कि आपको जहां चाहिए वो रूम मिल जाएगा. यू जस्ट हैव टू वांट इट एंड कीप चेसिंग आफ्टर इट इनफ.
So curiosity and perseverance, that is your answer to the people who want to pursue an unconventional career. So you have many stories in your life, like you have told a lot of stories. So what is one story which is inspirational, close to your heart, which you would like to share with our students, aspirants, community, an academy, like people who are watching you right now and they'll watch you?
I think one story I really like telling, जब हमारा एक बहुत टाइम पहले हमने एक यशराज फिल्म्स के ऊपर एक वीडियो बनाया था. और वीडियो की स्टोरी बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग है, क्योंकि उस टाइम पे माहौल ऐसा था कि कोई भी आप पिक्चर की फुटेज के साथ कुछ भी खिलवाड़ करो तो स्टूडियो आपके यूट्यूब चैनल पे स्ट्राइक लगा देती है. आपका यूट्यूब चैनल पे स्ट्राइक लग गया तो यू नो व्हाट हैपेंस. 3 स्ट्राइक पे आपके सारे प्रोड्यूसर. तो हम बस चाहते थे कि we'll be able to make a parody video of a film. तो आई रिमेम्बर मैं और रोहन ना, हम बैग लेके कॉलेज के बच्चों की तरह शॉर्ट्स में टी शर्ट पहन के हम यशराज के ऑफिस गए. कहा कि हम वी मेट समवन एंड समवन रियली सीनियर, ऐसे सब हमें पैरोडी बनाना है. और उन्होंने बोला कि हम कॉलेज के बच्चों को एंटरटेन नहीं करते, आप घर जाओ.
ओके.
तो हम घर गए एंड वी रियलाइज दैट दिस डोर वाज शट. एंड आई रिमेम्बर वी वर सिटिंग इन द रूम, पर देयर वाज दिस बर्निंग नीड that how is this possible, there has to be another way out. तो एक गाना बज रहा था We Are Young करके. तो We Are Young ऐसे चला था. और रोहन सुना, बोला कि यार why are we stopping here? Why can't we make a video about us not being able to make a video? And I said, पर ये इसमें content कहाँ है? And Rohan was like,
Okay.
क्यों चाहिए? It's a
Inception,
story.
huh? Dream with dream.
It's
Okay,
it's
yeah.
a story. Why can't we tell the story and but do it through a song that is content? YouTube एक बहुत अलग medium है. There was a time where communication was one way. TV would broadcast and people would consume.
Yeah.
Now the reason
Yeah.
why YouTubers are loved like celebrities or stars is because of the two-way connection. So Rohan ने बहुत carefully, I remember he had said it. He said that please know that people are watching our content, but they're also invested in us as people. तो उसमें बहुत रेजिस्टेंस थी इंटरनली क्योंकि तब तक हम सिर्फ स्केचेस बनाते थे, कभी ऐसा रियल ये नहीं किया था हमने. But Rohan was adamant and he said we must do it and we did it and it was the thing that defined our brand. और उस दिन के बाद all the studios have written to us personally saying we are no longer going to put strikes on YouTube channels that make parody videos. तो उससे वो rule बदल गया एक almost. And if Rohan hadn't at that point put his foot down and said ये करना जरूरी है, you don't know what will happen. If I hadn't taken that chance, then we wouldn't have been where we are today. उसी से इंडस्ट्री में वो बात फैल गई कि ये चार एआईबी नाम के लौंडे, उन्होंने यशराज के साथ पंगा ले लिया, ये हो गया. So many people in the industry knew us because of that. So many people who we worked, Alia discovered us through that, Arjun discovered us through that. That's how we know these people. Like I said, in hindsight, अगर वो वीडियो नहीं बनाया होता तो ये नहीं होता, फिर वो नहीं होता. So yeah, I think that really sums up.
Yeah, so Tanmay, I wanted to ask, like, since you are from Bombay, typical Bombay kid, like there are a lot of YouTubers and so-called unconventional career guy people are from Delhi, Bombay, these metros, two cities largely. What if somebody is sitting in, let's say, Indore or Bhopal or let's say Jaipur? So how will he go about it? Like how they should go about it?
To make a
Not in the
YouTube
metros.
to make a YouTube career?
Like unconventional career in general, it's very difficult to follow from a tier 2 or tier 3 city.
आई थिंक अगर आप इंटरनेट पे कुछ करना चाहते तो आपको टीयर 2 टीयर 3 से फर्क नहीं पड़ता है, आपको बस एक कनेक्शन चाहिए ऑनलाइन. एंड आई थिंक यू विल सी सक्सेसेस as in the online sphere from people who are going to come from anywhere in this country. In fact, अभी penetration इतना high हो गया कि I think अगर आप वो real India नहीं देखते हो तो आपको disadvantage है अभी. So I think it will happen. But I think people who are if it depends on what you want to do. अगर कुछ है जो बड़े शहरों में आपको लगता है better opportunity है तो don't think twice. And one thing I've noticed यार रोमन, मैं एक बात बताऊं, I don't know if it's an India thing or if it's पर जब आप मदद मांगते हो ना तो लोग मदद करते हैं. I think
बिल्कुल, मतलब I can agree 100%.
shamelessly मदद मांगना is something that I've made it a part of my DNA. अब मैं मतलब I annoy people into helping me and people do help if you're sincere and you ask. So I feel like the fear of a big city should definitely not exist. I feel शहर जितना ही बड़ा हो मदद मांगोगे तो लोग होता है. And I feel like once you get over that, I'll give an example of first draft, right? AIB ने एक school शुरू किया first draft. There's this student called Manoj. Okay, Manoj Kumar कोरबा में एक छोटे से किराने के स्टोर पे अपने पड़ोसी का वाईफाई चुरा के पिक्चर देखता रहा. आज वो एक फिल्म लिख रहा है. उसने he came to first draft. He spent a year and a half writing. Today we're pitching his film to movie stars. I'm going next week to pitch. And his life has changed. And all because वो interview में आया and he was like कि आपको मुझे इंटरव्यू करना ही पड़ेगा. And then when I asked him a question, he didn't know. He said, "Sir, आप बता दोगे इसका मतलब क्या है?" And I was just blown away. I was like, this guy is not afraid to ask. And today, and even through the whole course, he kept asking for help, and at no point did we shun him away. Which is why I think if there's a lesson to be learned here. जो मदद मांगना है तो please पूछो, लोग कोई ना कोई तो कर देगा.
So then my last like session for you, since it's an academy, so I'm going to ask you like 5 general knowledge questions. Don't mind if you can't answer any of them, but yeah, it will be very, very simple. Okay, so let's start with the first. Like you might be knowing that Pranab Mukherjee is the honorable president of India. So do you know who is the vice president? Yeah.
Mr. Ansari. Is it? Is it Mr.
That's
Ansari?
correct, man. That's like one-on-one great man, Mr. Ahmed Ansari. That's like epic, really epic. That's like I didn't expect that. So let me like harden a bit. So China is the most populous country in the world. India is the second most populous. Can you tell me the third most populous country in the world after India and China?
Is it America? It's America.
That's again, man, like 2-on-2. You are
America. America के बाद Brazil fourth है, मेरे को पता नहीं. America के बाद
it's Indonesia. It's Indonesia, the fourth. Brazil is I think 6th. Pakistan, Brazil. Yeah. who is the Chief Minister of Maharashtra? Like, since you've been like, yeah,
Chief Minister of Maharashtra is a very lovely gentleman. I've met him once. His name is
okay,
Mr. Devendra Fadnavis. He's really nice.
that's great, man. They're like the 3-on-3.
सारे politicians बहुत
How many
अच्छे, सब best.
3-on-3, man? Like, how many states are there in India?
Oh no.
Number of
Oh no. You didn't do this.
rough wild guess, wild guess, wild guess.
ये India geography is my worst. I'm so badly traveled. नए
Wild
बने
guess,
अभी.
man. Like
27.
very
How
close,
bad?
man. Very close. Till two. Hey guys, what's up? So sorry for that connection issue. Like Tanmay got disconnected. So we will have like a 10-minute discussion again with Tanmay, and we are talking about unconventional careers with Tanmay Bhat, who is the founder of AIB. So I'm just like going to patch him in and torture him more with some general knowledge questions, and then finally we will move on and ask the final word of advice of the man himself. So Tanmay, if you can hear this, just like just comment or something so that I can patch you in immediately. Yeah. So Tanmay, I've invited. Hey
Hi.
Tanmay, I thought like you got like really scared by the questions I'm going to ask you, so you disconnect.
No, not at all.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah. So
internet.
yeah. We'll just do it like quickly in 10 minutes. So I think you're in your office,
Yes,
so
yes.
we'll
Let's do
just
it.
take 10 minutes. So we'll
Happy
continue
to.
the question. So yeah, so everybody knows that first Prime Minister of India is like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru. Yeah,
Yes.
and can you tell me who is the first President of India? Who was the first
Dr.
President?
Rajendra Prasad.
Man, you are like some crazy, like you are good with your GK. I didn't expect that. So it's
अरे
4-on-5.
बेसिक्स यार इतना तो देख
Yeah,
एसएससी
yeah.
में
So
90 आए थे ये सब
let me go a bit hard
ऑब्जेक्टिव
on you.
क्वेश्चन सब सही थे मेरे.
Yeah. So why is India called India? Like, where do we get this name from?
Oh, why is India called India? I don't know. I think the British just like the name. I think it's just a nice sounding. अच्छा compact नाम है तो कुछ वास्तु कुछ देखा होगा वो लोग ने कुछ एस्ट्रोलॉजर को बात किया होगा उससे. I don't know why it's
No,
called India.
that is
Is it
like
something to do with
absolutely.
the Indus Valley civilization? Say, is it something to do with it?
Yeah, that is like absolutely wrong. So
Oh,
it has to do something with Indus Valley civilization. It has nothing to do with Britishers as such. So in
I
ancient
know.
time, there was this river called Sindhu, which flew between India
Correct.
and present-day Pakistan. So the
Correct.
Greek who came to India for the first time, Megasthenes and Alexander the Great, all these people, they couldn't pronounce Sindhu, so they called
Got it.
it Hindu. So that
Got it.
is where they derive our name India from. It's like 3,000, 4,000 years ago,
Something to do with the river, right?
and
Ah.
it is related to the river, but it has nothing to do with like Britishers finding it fancy. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. That was the joke
So,
answer. Roman.
and the last question for you is like the first man to climb on the surface of the moon, everybody knows Armstrong. Who is the second person?
Buzz Aldrin.
That's epic, man. That's like really like hats off to your GK. Like, so everybody who knows, like Tanmay is a genius with us. And so Tanmay, we were having this discussion where we were talking about like what, so a lot of Unacademy viewers are going to watch this, a lot of other people who will get inspired from you, who will get motivated from you to choose these unconventional careers. So what is your advice to the young people, like who are not the decision maker of their families, who do not have any control over them? Like I did not had any control over me getting biology in 11th class just because my brother was doctor. That is like 80% reason why I got biology. So what will your advice be? Because they are not the decision maker. So how will you, what will you tell them like right now?
You know, unfortunately, or rather fortunately, touchwood for me, I didn't have that problem. But when for the few years that I did, I mean, this is probably wrong advice. पर पेरेंट्स को फोन करना बहुत आसान होता है, ठीक है? मतलब इंडिया में बच्चे पेरेंट्स से छुप के क्या नहीं कर लेते. Like something that I did was when I was forced to go to tuitions for my 12th standard science, तो मैंने छुप के राइटिंग क्लास जो पैसे मैथ्स ट्यूशन के लिए थे वो मैंने राइटिंग
I
क्लास में
hope your
लगा.
parents are not listening right now.
या दे नो अबाउट इट नाउ. पर वो मैंने पैसे छुप के मैंने राइटिंग क्लास में लगाए थे और मैंने 6 महीना कॉपी राइटिंग सीखा था उसकी वजह से. So I think there are different and especially तभी तो YouTube वगैरह कुछ था नहीं तभी. wow I sound old. तभी वो डिजिटल मीडियम इतना तब नहीं हुआ था.
Guys, Tanmay
But
is
I
still
think
in his 20s. He's not that old, yeah.
but there is something that today's kids have which 10 years ago you didn't, which is the internet, and today you can learn so much more with all you
So,
need is a phone, and you can learn so much and you can do so much. Almost I think most unconventional careers have an outlet on the internet. So there's a lot you can do. If you really want to do it, you'll find a way to sneak it under your parents' eye. Like I know one kid here. I know one kid here. You know what he did? He didn't tell his parents that he was working at AIB for a long time. He said he's come to Bombay for something else. और उसने एक महीना
okay.
काम किया और उसने सैलरी ली and then he went and told. And they didn't even know. And then जब उसने आके सैलरी दी और उसने बताया कि मैं ये कर रहा हूँ, देखो प्रॉपर जॉब है, etc etc. You know, and उसने तो बिना बताए इंटरनेट के थ्रू उसने मुझे कांटेक्ट कर लिया और मेरे से बात हो गई थी, and he came and joined, etc. So there are ways to do it. And I think sometimes I'm incredibly happy that parents are tech illiterate, so they might not catch up. So I think there's ways
Yeah,
to do it, man. I think if you want to chase
yeah,
something unconventional, you just have to convince your parents, and sometimes convincing them isn't easy.
yeah.
But your passion cannot die, whatever it is. So passion तो आप follow कर ही सकते हो. माँ बाप
So,
चाहे या ना चाहे.
you have used YouTube as a very big platform. There is Quora, there is an
Yeah,
academy. What are the
yeah.
new age platforms where you can go and follow these unconventional career, at least get the taste of it?
Yeah, 100%. यार आजकल like there's this मेरे ऑफिस में एक एडी है, ठीक है, जिसको मैं जाके बोल रहा था और मैं बोल रहा था कि आई थिंक तुझे एडिटिंग भी करना चाहिए. आई थिंक एडिटिंग करने से ना डायरेक्शन सेंस मिलता है. आई थिंक मैं एक काम करता हूँ, मैं तुझे कोई एडिटिंग क्लास में भेजता हूँ. ऑफिस के बाजू में एक फ्रेंचाइज है जहाँ पे जा सकता है तू. He's like, सर मैं एडिटिंग सीख रहा हूँ अपने आप. ऐसे क्या ऐसे? He's like, सर आप कौन से जमाने में हो? ये यूट्यूब पे सीख सकते हैं आप, ट्यूटोरियल्स ऑनलाइन है. अभी अरीना मल्टीमीडिया फ्रेंचाइज जाने की जरूरत नहीं है. उसने क्या तो घर बैठे बैठे वो एडिटर बन गया. he knows how to edit. So I was just like, oh okay. And then I went and he was like कि सर मैं फोटोग्राफी भी सीख रहा हूँ, मैं ये भी कर रहा हूँ, मैं वो भी कर रहा हूँ. अभी actually we've reached a point where like Unacademy is required क्योंकि conventional careers मर जाएंगे अगर जिस तरीके से इंटरनेट जा रहा है. I think Unacademy has brought conventional careers onto YouTube. So ये भी option है
Yeah,
भाई, याद रखना. Also studies. So the internet can, don't let your passion die is what I would say. Even if parents are.
yeah. And last question for you is like you inspire a lot of people. You like generate certain kind of emotions in other people. But who are the people who inspire Tanmay
वो
Bhat?
तो देख रहा हूँ मैं, एंग्री इमोजी आ रहा है बहुत, मैं देख रहा हूँ ऐसे ये सारे
Yeah,
ऑफेंड
yeah.
हुए.
So who are the people who inspire Tanmay Bhat?
Oh man, who inspires me? I
Not
think
single, like they can be a string of people also.
oh man, well, the comedian wise, the greats, Carlin, Louis C.K., Bill
Yeah.
Hicks, the Jerry Seinfeld, they are the great comics. Attitude and comedically, they are the greats, and I get really inspired by them. But otherwise, sketch-wise, YouTube-wise, I think college humor is someone that we would love to be. We would love to be what Vice did for themselves, but in our genre. We would love to do what HBO has done. We would love to do what Disney has done. We would love to do what, Jaspal Bhatti sir ने एक स्कूल खोली थी पंजाब में. He runs the school. He runs a comedy school where little 18-year-old Punjabi kids are learning how to shoot satire, and no one even knows about it. There's this amazing place that can happen. That we got inspired by that, and we decided to start our own school. So Jaspal Bhatti sir is a huge inspiration both for me and Khamba as well. From here. Yeah, that's about it for now. Yeah. There's so many people who inspire us on a regular basis. Yeah, you guys, Roman, you are very inspirational. As the comment section will tell you, what you're doing is crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Most people would have killed to be where you were, and you left that to go join and start something new. That's cool.
Thanks for the praise, sir. So it was pleasure having you, Tanmay, and like guys,
Thanks,
do
man.
check out AIB. As if I need to tell you, but yeah, do check out AIB. And Tanmay, it was pleasure having you, sir. Take care. Bye. Good evening.
Thanks for having me. See you guys.